everyone at shelbycomics.com. So this is actually the second time I'm filming this. The first time, all of a sudden, everything just froze and I lost the whole video. But I only got through one box, so another mail call. First box that opened, that now I'll show again. Man-Bat number 2. This was recently shown on Cartoonist Kayfabe. What is interesting about this is number 1 and number 2. That's only 2 issues that came out. The art was done by Steve Ditko. Batman is in number 1, and it's the only art known of Steve Ditko doing Batman. It's pretty interesting. I wanted to pick up the 2 issues. I think I have the number 1 coming, but this is issue number 2. Mid-70s, Steve Ditko moved over to DC from Marvel. Did a couple series, Shade the Changing Man. He did some horror stories, but Man-Bat, did not know he did those 2 issues of Man-Bat. So Steve Ditko. I don't really pick up these. I'm not much into what's called the foreign variants, but you know, I'm a Fantastic Four fan, and I saw this and it's at a good price. I'm not sure when this is put out. I think in the 70s, but it obviously reprints first appearance of the Inhumans from a Fantastic Four story in the 60s. I do have this issue, so I was kind of interested in comparing and contrasting the differences and such between those. Just something to add to the Fantastic Four collection. And then finally, I pick these up when I can. I really like Marvel Fanfare. So this is issue 14 with The Vision, Scarlet Witch, Fantastic Four. Number 15 with Ben Grimm on the cover. Let's see, number 16 with a group of World War II people. It's not the Howling Commandos, so I'm not sure who it is. And then number 19, a Cloak and Dagger story. If you don't know what Marvel Fanfare is, in the 80s, Marvel realized they had this huge collection of stories that were created and paid for to be used as filler issues in case someone missed a deadline and they needed to slide in a story so the book would come out on time. They realized they had this huge collection of different stories, and so they started publishing this book, Marvel Fanfare, which is pretty interesting because you'll see a lot of odd team-ups of writers and artists that you don't normally see. You'll also see certain artists doing characters that they don't normally do, and you'll see some stories that were maybe even turned down that now get to see the light of day. I know there's a John Byrne Hulk story, Wordless story, that was turned down and was discovered and put in Marvel Fanfare. A little bit more expensive for the time, but it's done on nice slick Baxter paper and pretty nice pickup. Okay, this next box is from Chicago Joe in Illinois. All right, nicely packaged. Looks like they packaged 2 or 3 books in individual bubble wrap, so very cool. All right, what we got here? Oh, cool, okay. This first book is Venom First Host number 1, variant cover I hadn't seen before. I found it, picked it up at a good price. Probably be putting that out for sale. But this one is probably for me. If you've seen the episodes where we talked about Whitman variants, you know, the Human Fly, especially in these later issues in the run, wasn't very plentiful, probably even less so in terms of Whitman. You can tell it because it has the diamond and the blank UPC code. So yeah, I thought it'd be pretty cool to pick up the Human Fly. Funny enough, the Human Fly is the only Marvel character based on a real person. There was kind of a pseudo stunt guy calling himself the Human Fly in the 70s, and yeah, they based this character on him. So a little trivia there. All right, next little package. So I've owned this several times and pick it up just to share with people. So these will be put up for sale. Beauty and the Beast, 4-issue series. So it has the Beast and Dazzler, you know, doing things like battling Dr. Doom. But what's important, Bill Sienkiewicz artwork. So Bill Sienkiewicz doing the cover there, doing that cover, not this cover. Still pretty cool. Let me see who did the interior. Story was by Ann Nocenti. Don Perlin did the pencils. Kim DeMuller did the inks. Joe Rosen the letters. And George Roussos the colors. But yeah, it's a great little series. If you did not see it, it's yesterday to me, but the last More You Know Monday was on my channel, and we did an interview with a couple of guys in the comics area from Whatnot. to kind of talk to us about the app, what the plans are, things like that. We had a bunch of special guests, Yahweh and Gorilla Todd, Kelly, who is a buyer on Whatnot. That's been a big supporter of mine. Because Jeff was out of town. The episode that's gotten bumped is the episode I'm going to do on video games and comic. And one of those video games was known as the Quest Probe Trilogy. This was a Scott Adams game, and if you're familiar with Scott Adams games for the Commodore back from the early mid-80s, is they were text-based games. You'd say, you know, go left, go right, but it's a text-based game, and they did 3 of them. So the first one was the Hulk, Spider-Man, and then the Human Torch and the Thing. So they did accompanying comic books for each of those 3 games. So that's something that I've been picking up lately. Is you've maybe seen a couple other mail calls where I've been picking up these odd little assortment of things that tie together to other things. Comic books and video games. Quest Probe Trilogy, if you've never heard of that. Alright, and then this seller, enjoy these free comics. So let's see what they gave us. That was very kind of them. Joe from Chicago, I appreciate you. And let's see what we got. Oh, this one's kind of cool. It's the first one. I've never seen it. X-Men Legends. I'm not sure what number or anything that is, but yeah, I really like. Looks like Jean Grey and Scott. And then the other is Punisher 2099 number 10. This is from Third Eye Comics. And where's Third Eye? Third Eye is in Maryland. But what I got from them was, so very nice, got a little thing. Thanks for ordering and shopping at Third Eye. Your order was packed with a whole lot of TLC by Tom, Jose, I don't know, can't read it. Y'all know I was able to make a deal on the first issue of this. I wasn't able to get any deals on the second, third, fourth, blah, blah, blah. Third Eye was picking up a lot of these, so I contacted them, got me some copies from there. This is issue number 2 of Red Room. Y'all know I sold a bunch of copies of number 1. I was able to get a good deal and sold them for y'all for cover price. Yeah, I was able to get some copies of Red Room number 2. I'll be offering those. And I was able to get a few copies of the variant for number 2. I think this is a Third Eye exclusive variant for number 2. And yeah, that is it. This is a eBay store called Near Mint Collectibles. So y'all know I always go for the odd when I can find it at a good price. And I'll say this, is these books, I've got several in my collection. I'm not sure what I'm needing, what I don't, but these are kind of difficult to find in really good shape. Back in the 70s and early 80s, they did these novelizations of Marvel stories. So they did the Hulk, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man. This is the Hulk novel number 2. So yeah, I was happy to get that. And like I said, it's kind of hard to find these. When you do find them in good shape, they're usually like $30, $40, and I just... Maybe that's what they're valued at. I don't know. I guess some of that is what I look at is like, okay, I get this, I enjoy it, then I turn it over. Can I get at least my money back? And it's, you know, I'd have to say maybe not. You know, at those kind of prices, you know, I'm not sure who their market is, because, you know, I guess their market is someone like me, but, you know, guess what? I'm closer to going out of this world than coming into it, man. So, all right, y'all know I've been picking these up too when I find them. So, really cool. Not sure if I have this one or not. I don't think so. Really cool Batman. But the other one I was really happy to get is this. It's not in perfect shape, but I didn't expect it to be. Star Wars #1 Treasury. So that's pretty cool. Now, one thing about this Treasury, it is just reprints of, the first one was issues 1, 2, and 3. And then the second Treasury of Star Wars was issues 4, 5, and 6. Things were correct. So remember, Howard Chaykin was working off scripts and drawings and black and white photos. So, you know, there's a picture of like Darth Vader being green. All that was corrected, I believe, for this version. All right, so this stuff is for me mainly. So the first one is, I love me some Dale and Gold Key. Dale the Mod Squad. Y'all may not even know, most of y'all may not even know about that TV series. Came out in the late 60s, early 70s. There was a remake done of this early 2000s, I think, with Claire Danes that I thought was pretty good. A couple things that were just in good shape. I always try to pick these up when I find them. I'm not sure, again, what issues I'm needing, but these Atlas comics. So Atlas is a company that very short-lived, only about 3-4 years in the mid-70s, but is a group of Marvel artists and writers that decided to form their own company because of their dislike of Marvel. Like I said, I don't think they had a comic that lasted more than 3 or 4 issues, but I try to pick these up when I can. This is something I thought was interesting, I'd never heard of. You know, I'm a Fantastic Four collector, but this is a crossover of Ultraverse with Rune and Silver Surfer, so I was curious to pick that up. I think it's Neil Adams artwork. I'm not really positive. Or maybe Barry Windsor Smith did the cover. Yeah, Barry Windsor Smith did the cover. Neil Adams had nothing to do with it. Scratch what I just said there. When I can pick these up in good shape, good price, always do. Bronze Age Captain America, high grade there. Last issue of New Mutants, first printing. And then what we were talking about earlier, that Man-Bat #1 with Steve Ditko art, doing Batman on the inside. Yeah, and this is in real high grade. Happy to get that. A little bit of a tear down there at the bottom corner, but you know, Steve Ditko did not do the cover art, so I think that's why a lot of people don't know that Steve Ditko did the interior. But it's only 2 issues, 1 and 2, and Steve Ditko art and Steve Ditko drawing Batman, so pretty neat. That is it. That's it. That's all I got. That's all I got. So thank y'all for tuning in. Be sure and go to ShelbyComics.com for all your Shelby Comics merch, like this shirt. You can use that 10% off coupon code WhatNot10. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. But most of all, peace, love, and comics. Thank you all. Bye.
Yeah.